Okay, I've got a long one coming at you. I'm gonna give you my top 3 favorite products in every category. As they say here on YouTube, grab a snack, grab a drink. We're gonna get into it. I'm going to link everything I can down below in the description box. I'm also going to link everything that's on my face in a pinned comment. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Rachel. And if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. Let's get to it. So today I am going to be doing my top 3 favorite products in each category. This is face, cheek, lip edition. I'm gonna do a separate video for eyes, and I'm gonna be doing Angelica Nyqvist's version of the eyeshadow palette, like top 3 eyeshadow palettes in several categories, and I'm gonna stick other eye products in that video. So stay tuned, that should be coming at some point soon. I have so much to talk about. I'm gonna try to be quick because I could talk on and on and on about these products because obviously they're my favorites. Of course, this is just based on my own preference, and I do like more than these 3. Like for a lot of the categories, it was hard for me to pick just 3, but I really thought like, if I had a gun to my head and I could only keep 3 in my collection of each category, what would I keep? And these were the ones that I chose. And something else to note is it's my favorites right now. It could change 6 months from now. It could change 6 weeks from now. I'm always testing new stuff, and my skin changes with the seasons, my preferences change, etc. You get it. So we're gonna start off with primer. And it's kind of nice because I'm really not a primer person. This was not a hard one for me. There's only really 2 primers that I use on a consistent basis, but there is a third one that I also like and would recommend, but I haven't really used it in a while. My number 1 favorite hydrating primer, and I should preface all this by saying I have very oily and acne prone skin. I live in a very humid climate and I am 36. I had to think how old I was. I am 36, almost 37 years old, so that just gives you an idea of my skin type and all of that. But I do like to wear a hydrating primer underneath my foundation, really mostly on the top half of my face. I don't really like it around my chin area because I do break out, but my favorite hydrating primer is the Pacifica Vegan Collagen Skin Solve Primer. I did receive this in PR, but this one's pretty much gone. I did repurchase one on my own from Ulta. It is just a really thin consistency hydrating primer, and it's not greasy. It doesn't make my skin feel overly hydrated. It's just the perfect amount of a little freshen up that I can put if I've like done my skincare hours ago and then I'm gonna put my makeup on a little bit later. This is a good way to refresh it. Very thin, very almost like a gel water consistency. It's really nice. I love putting this under my eyes. It's just a really nice hydrating primer. It says blur. I don't know about that, but it's a good hydrating primer. And then the other primer that I use in conjunction with that pretty much every time I wear my makeup is the Milk Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer. And like I said, I'm very oily and acne prone, especially in my chin area and like my lower cheek and jaw area. I get breakouts so easily, and so many foundations instantly break me out. As soon as I put them on, I can feel like under the skin bumps forming. And I feel like this gives a really nice barrier between my skin and the foundation. It absorbs extra oil and it's very powerful. So I only use this in targeted areas on my face. I don't put it all over my face. I feel that's too much, but I love this for putting it over my oily and acne prone areas. And then the third primer, which I haven't used in a while, but I used to use it all the time and I do like it. It is the NYX Marshmallow Primer. This is a hydrating primer as well, but it's not super liquidy like the Pacifica. It is a little bit more of a thicker consistency, almost like a lotion in a way, but not greasy. It's just a really nice way, again, to freshen up that hydration if you want to add something to your skin before you put on your makeup. And I do think there is a little bit of a blurring aspect to it because it is that like creamier consistency. It's a really nice formula and it smells really good. Okay, so next up we have foundation. I have 3 favorite foundations. These were not hard to pick either. These are like my 3 go-tos, especially in this summertime going into fall. I'm very oily, and so my preference for a foundation is medium coverage, soft matte. I don't like a hydrating foundation. I'm just too oily and greasy. So these ones are like perfect for me. And the shades are really nice too. My number 1 favorite foundation is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. It's just a go-to. All 3 of these are drugstore foundations, by the way, and they're all very affordable drugstore foundations, which we gotta love. So anyway, it's the foundation I wore on my wedding day. It just makes my skin look naturally really pretty. It gives a soft matte finish, not overly matte. I feel like if you have normal skin, you could still enjoy this. It's very affordable. It comes in so many different shades. And like I said, I'm so sensitive when it comes to foundations that I actually now, this is a little light for me right now. I use this shade 128 on my chin area. No matter what other foundation I'm gonna wear on the rest of my face, I actually use this in my chin area because this is the only foundation I currently have in my collection that doesn't irritate my chin. I don't know what it is. It obviously doesn't have the thing that I'm sensitive to, and I just feel like it lasts all day. It looks really pretty. It looks more natural. It doesn't look heavy on the skin. It's great. All three of these are skin-like. I mean, that's another thing I look for. I don't want to look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup. I don't want the foundation to feel heavy on my skin. The other one I want to mention is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Matte Foundation. This is like a go-to in the summer for me. I use the shade Bronze Beige, and this is what I'm wearing on my face today. It is just the most gorgeous, kind of similar to the Maybelline, but I would say this one is a little more matte than the Maybelline, but it just has the consistency of butter. Like literally, I know that sounds gross, but when you put it on the skin and you blend it in, it almost spreads like butter. Like it has just this smooth spread to it. It's really weird. The texture is unlike any other foundation that I've personally tried, but it is so beautiful. And I have had so many compliments of people in my real life saying how beautiful my skin looks. Like, I don't think they realize it's foundation. They're like, wow, your skin is so gorgeous. And I'm thinking, I have so many freaking zits on my face, discoloration. You have no idea. So this is just the most beautiful skin-like matte, medium coverage, affordable, it's everything. And it lasts all day. And then the last foundation I want to talk about is the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. This is almost gone. Like there's this much left. This is the shade 090 Neutral Suede, which is a good match for me right now in the summertime. Now, I know I just said I don't like a hydrating foundation. I don't know why they call this a hydrating foundation. I don't find this to be hydrating at all. It is I would say a soft matte finish. It's very, very thin. Probably the thinnest of these three. The consistency is very liquidy, so it spreads and blends in really easily. It's very, very lightweight on the skin. It gives a good medium coverage. It sinks right into the skin. It doesn't sit on top of the skin. Essence doesn't have great shade ranges in general, but I think they have a good amount of shades in this, if I'm not mistaken. It's very affordable. It's great. Speaking of bad shade ranges, two of my favorite concealers are ones that I've mentioned before. They are two of my favorite go-to foundations, but their shade ranges are absolutely horrible, so I'm gonna kind of skim by them. I've mentioned them before. So this is the Essence Keep Me Covered Concealer and the JOA Perfect Complexion Eye Serum Concealer. So I'm gonna list down in the description box, of course, like what shades I wear and all of these things if you're curious. But I do mix these two together because the shade range, like they just have weird shades. I have to mix these two together, light, medium, and shell. This is definitely more of a high medium coverage, very creamy. It blends in really nice, but it gives really good coverage. I use this more for like glam situations or if I have really dark circles that morning. And then the JOA one is much more thin, really lightweight under the eyes, still gives a really good medium coverage. It has a floof ball applicator, which is not my favorite. Like it gets really messy, but this just makes my under eyes look so airbrushed and really beautiful. And by the way, I should mention with concealers, I definitely prefer a matte concealer. I don't like super hydrating concealers. They crease on me so easily, and I have very, very dark under eyes. Always have, probably always will. It's just the life I live. So I need at least a medium coverage. And then the third one I want to mention is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. It is what I'm wearing underneath my eyes today. And I did mention this in a speed reviews video recently where I did receive an email from ColourPop asking if they could send me some PR, and they asked me to go on their site, pick out a few things, and they asked me to pick out either this or their hydrating concealer. And of course, like I already said, I knew I wasn't gonna like the hydrating concealer, so I picked this one. I wear the shade medium 20, which I'm never a medium in a concealer, so the shades run light, just be aware of that. But I tried this again after so many years, like I did try it way when they first launched it, and I really like this. I think it's really nice, it blends easily, it's a soft matte finish, it stays put, it gives a good medium coverage, it's very affordable, a great shade range. I really like this concealer, I've been really enjoying it a lot. I'm a creature of habit when it comes to powders. I've been using these two powders for the last year and a half, like pretty much exclusively. So, you know, whatever. I mean, when I find a powder that works, I stick with it. I would say my number one favorite powder at the moment, and has been for a while, is the Maybelline Fit Me. It is just magic. Okay, I'm not trying to be dramatic. It's really beautiful. I have the shade Fair Light. It does come in quite a few shades that are all tinted. So I love setting my under eyes with this powder. It is a little bit of a thicker powder, but I actually think there is almost like a hydrating quality to it. It's not dusty, it doesn't fluff everywhere. There is almost like a hydrating quality to it, which makes no sense because it's a powder, but somehow in my mind, that's how I think of it. I love, like I said, setting my under eyes with it. Because it is tinted, it adds a little extra coverage. It doesn't make my under eyes look dry. It just airbrushes the area without making it look dry and cakey. And then if I really want to set the rest of my face, or like my T-zone area, if I'm gonna be outside, it's gonna be really humid, I'm gonna be sweating. I also teach ballroom dancing, so if I'm at competition or something and I need to lock in my makeup, I really enjoy the One Size translucent powder. This powder is very mattifying. Your makeup is not going anywhere. If you want like a light, barely there powder, this isn't the powder for you. But I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I don't love setting my under eyes with this anymore. Like at one point I did, but I just feel like it's a little drying for my under eyes. But for the rest of my face, or like my T-zone area, it's great. And then I have one pressed powder. I'm really not a pressed powder girl, but I will say I really do enjoy the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I have mine in the shade Fair. I really love this, not really for setting anything, but brushing over like my T-zone area just to get that airbrushed effect, just to get a little extra brightness, just to clean up anything. Like if I bring my blush in too far into my face, I'll use this just to kind of diffuse the edges. It's just a really pretty pressed powder. Like I said, I don't really feel like setting with this is good enough for me and my oily skin, but I really love it as a finishing powder. By the way, as I'm going through all of these categories, if you want to give me like your top one in each category in the comments, I would absolutely love to know like your top favorites. Please let me know. Okay, the next category is bronzer, and this one was hard for me to pick 3. Like originally I was gonna do 3 cream bronzers and 3 powder bronzers, and I was like, Rachel, that is too much. Just calm down. So I just kind of combined them. And these are my favorites at the moment. These are the ones I'm reaching for the most. Let's put it that way. One that I've loved, kind of got away from for a little while, and now I'm coming back to. It's calling me back, and I'm enjoying every moment, is the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer Stick in Baked. This is a gorgeous cream bronzer. Again, for someone like me with oily skin, this is it says a matte cream bronzer because it is. I do not, with any of my cream products, personally, I don't draw them on my face directly. I take my brush, I swirl the brush onto the product, and then I stipple and blend it onto my face. I feel like when I do that, it's really nice. It blends easily. It's not so blendable that it gets everywhere, like it's easy to control. It's not patchy, and because it's a matte bronzing stick, it stays put. It does not move. It doesn't melt off my face. I love the color Baked. It is just a really pretty, like, neutral bronze color, which is my favorite. Like, that's my preference. It's a really good classic. My favorite powder bronzer at the moment is the Sigma Matte Bronzer in the shade Medium. I did recently pick up a whole bunch of products from Sigma, tested them out, and this was one of my favorite products that I purchased from the brand. It is a true matte bronzer. There is no shimmer, there's no glitter, which I really love a matte bronzer. It blends so beautifully. It is pretty pigmented, so again, I got the shade Medium. I can usually float somewhere between a light and a medium. So I went with a medium because the light looked really light. And this works for me right now in the summertime really well. I just have to go in with a light hand, but it is a gorgeous matte bronzer. I love the packaging with the magnetic closure. It's a nice one. And then I would say the bronzer that I'm reaching for the most over the past few months, couple months, is this one from Give Beauty. It is the Pick It Up Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. I have mine in the shade Toastin'. It is really disgusting. So it has a cream contour and a powder bronzer. I don't really feel that this is a contour. Like it feels like a cream bronzer to me in terms of the color. It's pretty neutral, almost olive undertone. And then the powder is pretty pigmented, I would say. And it is more of a satin finish, so there is a little bit of a glow, but not in a glittery, sparkly way. I really, really enjoy Give Beauty. Like, I've been enjoying their products. The only thing I would say downside to this is the packaging. Like, how they have the inside is not my favorite. I wish there was a window over the cream part because they do mix. Like, it's hard to not cross-contaminate. And the pans are so small, like, it's hard for me to coat my brush in each of these products. So I would change that if I could, but I can't. So I'm gonna use it as it is because I actually really enjoy how it looks on the skin. Okay, and then I have blush, and this was probably the category that was the hardest to only pick 3 from, but I did it. I did it. Somehow I did it. So for cream blush, I picked the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Cream Blush, specifically in the shade Petal Poppin'. I'm not really a pink cheek girl. It's not my go-to. I definitely prefer more of an orange, coral, like orange leaning blush. But this is a true pink, but it is a beautiful, flattering, neutral pink. It is just the most gorgeous wash of pink color to the cheeks. And then the formula itself is beautiful. It is easy enough to blend that it's not patchy, it's not hard to work with. But again, kind of like what I said with the Milk Makeup, it has enough oomph that it's sticking around. Like, it's not greasy looking. It doesn't look matte. It does have a slight glow, which I should also say with blushes, my preference is like a matte blush / a satin blush. Like, I really love a blush that has a slight healthy glow to it, nothing crazy. But this, I would say, definitely has that slight glow to it. And honestly, I wore this on my wedding day. It is just the most beautiful pink that goes with anything. My current favorite true matte blushes at the moment are the ones from the Soul Mana 2 collection from Odin's Eye. First of all, the packaging on these are they're just beautiful. They're like little works of art, you know? And I got 2 shades, Warm Sun and Sunset Clouds, and they also have beautiful embossings on the pan. I love both of these. I mean, the orange one, Warm Sun, is everything. Like, it is the most beautiful, like, yellowy orange ever. These are like the perfect matte blush. They don't look dry or powdery on the cheeks, but they don't have any glitter or sparkle to them. They blend like a dream. They're easy enough to build up to get the desired pigmentation that I like, but they're not so pigmented off the bat that you have like clown cheeks right away. I just absolutely love this formula. I love both of these colors. They're really, really unique, and the packaging is beautiful. And then the blush that I have, well, I kind of have a few things mixed on my cheeks today, but when I pop up the footage, I'll be applying this next blush, which is the Buxom Wanderlust Primer Infused Blush in the shade Mykonos. This is definitely one of my favorite blushes in my collection, clearly, right? It's in this video. But this is exactly what I described. Like, it's a satin blush that has a good amount of pigment. Like, I don't like a glowy blush that is basically a colored highlighter that really doesn't have a base color to it. Like, I just don't want that. This has a strong enough base color, but it also has like a glowy, not glittery, not texture enhancing, just a healthy look to the skin. It is so beautiful. And they're not kidding when they say primer infused. This lasts all day and it looks so pigmented all day. It is gorgeous. And I love this like peachy color. I really want more shades of this. I've been kind of waiting for them to go on sale somewhere, and they really don't ever go on sale, unfortunately, but this color Mykonos is beautiful. I decided to add another category in here that I didn't do. I did this video last year, by the way, and I can link it down below, but I'm doing face palettes. Now, these are like palettes that have multiple products in them, is kind of what I mean by face palette. They don't necessarily have bronzer, blush, highlight. Actually, none of them have a bronzer. They're all blushes and highlights. But let me just share them with you. The first one is the Natasha Denona My Cheek Trio. This is beautiful. Beautiful. All three of these products are absolutely beautiful. This cream blush is such a unique formula. It is almost like a powdery cream, so it really looks like a powder blush, but it applies like a cream. It is so beautiful, and I love this like mauvey neutral pink color. I mean, I love the My Dream collection. Everything in the My Dream collection is my dream too. And then there is a cream highlighter and a powder highlighter, both of which are stunning, like a champagne gold. They look beautiful. They're not overly blingy, but definitely not lit from within. They're just like that beautiful glowy highlighter. Love this palette. And then the next face palette is the Blend Money Cosmetics Bare Cheeks face palette. I love this little cheek palette. And when I first bought it, I wasn't sure if I was gonna really love all the colors, but I've really been enjoying playing with this, mixing and matching. All of these are just stunningly beautiful. I did wear also these two blushes on my wedding day over the Fenty Beauty one. These blushes are quite pigmented. They are true matte, so no shine, no sheen, no glitter, no sparkle, true matte. And I love all these unexpected colors, which again, you wouldn't think would work or be wearable, but they actually are all beautiful, especially when you mix and match. Love this palette. And then the third face palette, I've been mentioning this a lot on my channel, but honestly, I've been loving it, is the Full Fantasy blush palette from Lunar Beauty and Laura Lee Los Angeles. All four of these blushes I think are really beautiful, and they all stand alone. They're all unique, but they also all mix together beautifully. So I think that's great when you have a bunch of blushes in a palette. They have to work together, but also be different enough that they make sense. And then these two highlighters are beautiful. I actually love to apply these highlighters with my finger because they are almost like a creamy, almost a bouncy feel. And I think applying them with the fingers just kind of spreads them out really nicely. Of course, you can go in with a brush too, but I love this and I love the packaging as well. All right, next up we have highlighter. So I have 3 highlighters to talk about. Obviously, that's what this video is about.
Duh.
So the first one is also from Sigma. This is the highlighter in the shade Sizzle. This is just a beautiful rose gold color. I love it. I love it. I haven't really been swatching anything. I hope you don't mind, but oh my gosh. Wow. This is for the days when I want a blinding highlight. Like, I want to be seen, but I also want it to look smooth. I don't want it to be sparkly. I don't want it to be colorful, but I definitely want that shine. This is the one I would go to. It is beautiful on the skin. It is beautiful on the skin. Packaging, also great, like I mentioned about the bronzer. If I want something a little more like a lit from within glow, not so bright, I really enjoy the Essence, the highlighter. As you can see, it is pretty much destroyed. I've used this so much. This is in the shade 02 Sun Showers. This one is a little more gold than the Sigma. Like I said, it is really smooth, not overly metallic, not overly blingy, but a really beautiful soft glow to the skin. Very affordable, and it's just a good all-around, easy go-to highlighter that goes with any look. But I will have to say, like, my current favorite highlighter, and when I first bought this, I was blown away by it, how beautiful and unique it is. It is the Unearthly Cosmetics Low Light Highlighter, and this is in the shade Spellbinding. Oh, I'm not gonna properly be able to capture this. It's a multi-chrome highlighter. Oh, it is just beautiful. It shifts pink to like a white gold to a blue. It is the most unique and beautiful highlighter I've ever worn. It is so pretty, and it's not chunks of glitter. I mean, I like a glittery highlighter too, don't get me wrong. But I just find this so unique and beautiful because it is smooth, and it almost blends into your blush because it has that pink undertone while still giving like a really fun multi-chrome effect. Stunning. I want to get more of these. This is the shade Spellbinding, like I said, but absolutely beautiful and unique highlighter in my collection. Okay, we're going to go on to the lip products now. Here we go, I'm gonna fire them off real quick. So, lip liner. Let's start with lip liner. If I could keep these 3 lip liners, I think I would be okay. I'm not saying I want to keep just these 3. I need my other ones too. But these are the 3 I would say I reach for the most. There's like 1 or 2 other ones that if I had a top 5, I could easily get a top 5. But anyway, these 3 are like my go-tos. So the first one is the Natasha Denona My Dream lip liner. With the My Dream collection, she came out with the cheek palette, an eyeshadow palette, and a lip kit. Spoiler alert, all 3 lip products are in this lip category. It is just a beautiful neutral pink. I'm not a pink lip person, although I am wearing pink today, but I'm not really a pink person. I don't really love pink lips on me, but this pink is just that perfect neutral, slightly mauve leaning without being too purple. It's beautiful. And the formula is very creamy. I love a creamy lip liner. I know they don't really last as long as a drier lip liner, but I love a creamy lip liner, and this one is wonderful. And then I have to say, like, my longest running favorite is ColourPop's BFF. It has been on my favorites list for years and years and years. It is, again, very creamy. Obviously not the longest lasting lip liner I've ever used, but I love this color. It is more warm than the Natasha Denona one, but still a light, warm nude. Almost like my lips, but better. If I want to just enhance my lips without adding too much color, this is a really good one for me. And then I would have to say my favorite lip liner of the past 6 months to a year, I bought it for the first time, I wanna say the beginning of this year or something like that, is Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. It is iconic.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
It is just the most beautiful. It's very similar to BFF from ColourPop actually, but it's just slightly deeper. I don't know what it is, but it goes with everything. It goes with every lip product that I want to put on my lips. I don't know what kind of sorcery they put into these things, but it just is so universal. It's very creamy, but it's long lasting. I really don't have much left, which is a bummer. I use this almost every day, honestly. It's my favorite lip liner, hands down. All right, now we're gonna go into bullet lipsticks. I'll just get this one out of the way because I already told you it was coming. Natasha Denona My Dream lipstick in the shade Natasha. Love the packaging. It's a soft matte touch with a magnetic closure. It feels expensive. I mean, it is expensive, but it feels expensive. And the color is, like I've been saying with everything, a beautiful neutral pink. This is like a cream, slightly glowy lipstick, like it has a little bit of shine to it. Very comfortable, very opaque. I just love the color, and I love the 3 My Dream products together. It's my favorite lip combo of the moment. The next lipstick I want to talk about is from Give Beauty, and this shade in particular, Lovable Me. It is like a beautiful, little bit deeper than my lip color nude on me. It's warm. It is matte, like it's a true matte. So you can see there's definitely a little bit more warmth to it versus the Natasha Denona. I love this lip color. It's very unique, like I said, to my collection. Very comfortable for a matte lipstick. It glides on really easily. It doesn't tug, but it is truly matte. So it does last a really long time. It's beautiful. And then I really enjoyed the Juvia's Place lipsticks. These are also matte lipsticks, comfort matte though. Really glidey. I would say a little more comfortable than the Give. Like the Give is very matte. I particularly like, my favorite shade is Libra, which is kind of similar to the Give Beauty. It's a little lighter, yeah. So this is the Libra. I did wear this one on my wedding day, Libra. I also have hashtag 2020, which is more of a mauve right there. But I like this one. I'm wearing like cool tone looks. And then I have the shade Me, which is deeper. This actually might be close to the Give. It's still a little lighter and a little more pink to it. And that's the shade Me. So these 3. Very glidey, very full pigment right off the bat. Love the packaging with the soft matte. They have so many colors. Very, very good, and they're affordable. I only have 2 lip oils to talk about that are like my favorites. There are a lot of lip oils that I like that I think are good, but these are like my favorites. So the ColourPop lip oils, honestly, I think these are really, really good. This one is from the Naruto collection. It's in the shade Chakra. It is just like this really pretty warm nude with really, really fine gold sparkle to it. They glide on really nice. They're very comfortable. They are more of a thin oil texture. Super nice, super nice. I've had a couple of these over the years and I think they do a really good job. They're unscented, so if you prefer unscented, these are really good. But I have to say I'm obsessed with this lip oil. I'm not kidding when I say that. Like, I wish it came in bigger packaging and I wish it was cheaper. The Fenty Skin Cherry Treat Conditioning Lip Oil. This lip oil is my perfect lip oil in every way. Well, except for the price and except for the size of the component is so small. It's so small. Love the applicator. Like, I love when there's a big chunky doe foot. Love that. The smell, Luden's cough drops. Do you remember Luden's? That cherry cough drop that wasn't a cough drop that we just ate as candy? That's what this smells like. Or like a cherry ring pop. Oh, divine. Divine. The texture of this, it's a thick lip oil. Like, it coats your lips like a glazed donut. It's long lasting. It feels conditioning, like it says. A lot of lip oils feel nice, like they feel fine. This one feels like it's actually like moisturizing my lips. I need them to come out with a bigger component. This is ridiculous. Like, I'm pretty much done with this. I'm not happy about it, but this lip oil is my favorite lip oil, hands down. I'm gonna add a little kind of weird category, but this category is glowy lips. So these are kind of those like hybrid gloss, lip balm, lipstick type of things. I've got 3 that I want to talk about. The first one is the ColourPop Glowing Lip. I love this formula. This is in the shade Indulge Me, which is a warm nude, obviously. It's gorgeous. This is one of those ones that like you can just throw in your purse. You can reapply it without a mirror. It's pretty foolproof, but it gives a really glossy look to the lips while still feeling balmy and comfortable. I love how small it is. Again, I have like medium-sized lips. Like, they're not big, they're not small, but I'm able to just kind of haphazardly draw it and it's not going over my lip line or anything like that. Love, love this one. This is one that I've been using for years. This is my second one, actually. This is the NYX Filler Instinct lip color in the shade Beach Casual. Again, it's kind of what I already said about the ColourPop. It's a glowy, balmy lipstick. This one is definitely lighter of a nude, and this has a minty tingle to it. So just be aware of that if you like that. I quite like it. It's very cooling to the lips. Very, very, very nice formula. Very nice formula. And then this one is the most pigmented, and this is actually like a bullet lipstick, but I consider it a glowy lip. So this is the Wet n Wild Mega Last High Shine Brilliance lipstick in the shade Close Off. This one is broken, so I have to be kind of careful. Slightly more pigmented, but it gives a really like medium pigment, high shine, glossy look to the lips. No minty tingle, no scent, but just a gorgeous, gorgeous like pinky lip that's not too pink. It's beautiful. And it's very affordable. And we're down to the last category. So once again, I'll get this out of the way, the Natasha Denona My Dream Lip Gloss. It is a milky, again, pinky mauve. This one's quite pigmented. Oh gosh, it's beautiful. Very comfortable, not sticky, very glossy, high pigment, which I already said. I have to tell you, this lip kit from the My Dream collection is one of my most worn lip combos this year. It's just a beautiful go-to lip combo, especially when I'm wearing a cool toned look and I don't know what to pair with it. A warm lip might not look like the best. This is my perfect neutral / cool toned lip combo. It's just everything. Another go-to favorite lip gloss of mine, just in general, NYX. I really love their lip products, but this is Milky Gloss. This one is in the shade Milk and Honey. This is my second one. I did go through an entire one previously. This is a lot more sheer, a lot more milky, but it is a gorgeous warm nude that I can top on top of any of my warm nude lipsticks, warm nude lip liners, and it gives a really pretty glossy look to the lips. It's not sticky, it's not goopy, and it smells really, really nice like baked goods. It's a beautiful one. And then if you've been here before, This is probably my most mentioned product ever on my channel, and I literally cannot find it anywhere. It's gotta be in a purse somewhere. My favorite lip gloss of all time is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow. It's my favorite. It's perfect in every way. I love the packaging. I love the smell. It's like a sweet, fruity smell without being overwhelming. It makes your lips look juicy and full, coats them so perfectly. It's not sticky. The color is universal. Like, it's just a perfect, neutrally yummy, like, I don't even know. It's just so pretty. Has a slight little sparkle to it, but you can't feel the grit when you rub your lips together. It's comfortable, it lasts, it's perfect. I love it. It's my purse gloss because it just goes with anything. It's my favorite gloss. All right, and that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This was a long one. Thank you so much if you're still here, if you stuck around to the end. Stay tuned for the eyeshadow palette one. I'm really excited to film that. It should be coming soon, maybe in a week or so, depending on my schedule. But I'm really excited because you know how much I love eyeshadow palettes, and there was no way I was going to be able to pick just 3 eyeshadow palettes from my collection as my top 3. It's just not possible. So Angelica came up with some really good prompts, like different categories. So I will be doing that soon. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I always love hearing from you. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you leave. I do upload videos weekly, and I'd love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.